Good afternoon, and welcome to our Friday afternoon show. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches. Todd Rizzo has joined us as a co host this afternoon, and so has Donna Morton, and I appreciate the both of you. And Brian, Software Brian, will be here a little bit late. So, welcome. And Ashley, I see you've joined us. Ash, welcome to our space.
Hi, thank you so much.
Well, don't make me have to mute you, Todd Rizzo. Welcome, everybody that's listening and those that'll listen on replay. We appreciate you as well. A little housekeeping. I always like to give a little shout out to our sponsor, Elevated Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevated Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatedresultspt.com. Ash, I'm so glad you joined us this afternoon, and I always give a proper introduction. So here we go. AshKarDash has a total live earnings on her Hendon Mob of $6,670, with her best live cash of $1,995 for her sixth place finish at the WSOP circuit event in Tunica in April. That was a $600 no limit tournament. And Ash's first mob entry was in February of 2023. Our guest's hometown is Atlanta, Georgia, and I can't believe our paths have never crossed in the Atlanta poker scene, alleged Atlanta poker scene. Excuse me. Many got to know Ash because of her appearance on HCL last June. And of course, many of us got to know Ash from the spaces. Our guest and her family recently opened a restaurant in the North Georgia mountains that I hope to visit someday on my way to Cherokee to play. Ash also considers herself a poker ambassador, pro poker player, and of course, she creates content for poker.org. So, Ash, again, welcome, and I'm so glad you joined us this afternoon.
Hi, it's so good to be here with you guys. That was a whole mouthful, and it makes me sound a lot more professional than what I really am.
Well, we got to give credit where credit's due, Ash. If I think you know me long enough to know that I'm always going to celebrate whoever I'm talking to. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the questions because I know we have some folks on the panel already that have some questions, and so do I. So, tell us how you got your start in poker.
So COVID happened, and in Georgia, for the most part, people were like, "Fuck it, life is still normal," and there was still bar poker going on. So I stumbled into a bar poker league. And I was dating a guy that at the time, that's all he did. He played bar poker leagues. And I started playing with him. I was like, if I don't learn how to play poker, this relationship will not work out. So I learned how to play bar poker. And then the owner at the time of that bar league started teaching me how to deal. He had gone to a professional dealing school and he wanted me to help run some of his games. This was a league out of North Georgia and Chattanooga. And he passed away during peak COVID, literally from like one day to another. And everything was kind of up in the air regarding that poker league. So I decided to take my money and buy my own equipment. And I started a poker league in Dalton, Georgia. It's called Dalton Poker League. Very basic. It started out with one table, and now they're running like 4 or 5 tables. And I sold that last year in March when it got too much with just traveling and playing the circuit and stuff like that. So I guess originally it was from dealing, and then I got into a really sick game in Alabama where I was making like $5,000 a night, allegedly, um, dealing these games. And one night, the guy who ran the game looked at me and he goes, "Out of all of my dealers, you're the only one who's not on the books. Like, you probably need to play instead of deal." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "But if I sit down to play this game, I'm not going to pick up until I break this game apart." I sit down with $5,000 at a game where people have like $50,000 stacks in front of them. And 8 hours later, I cashed out $80,000. And that's how I got my start in poker. I never dealt another game after that. And I started playing full time on my money.
That's
Needless to say,
amazing.
Yeah. Needless to say, Smashley was very irresponsible in the beginning because she had no idea what position was or anything like that. Like I just knew how to play bar poker and deal cards at this point. And that was even like early last year. And then I started playing full time, and here we are.
And look, that was early last year, and you got your first hand in mob last year, and you appeared on HCL for the first time last year. So how did that come about? Your appearance, your first
Um,
appearance.
so I actually, when I blew through all of my money, I had a friend of a friend reach out to me, and they were interested in staking me, and they were like, I just don't know what your skill level is. I was like, dude, I don't know how to play Hold'em very good. I've been dealing PLO high stakes for a really long time, and I'm very good at the game. I crush PLO. I can't play Hold'em to save my life, but PLO I'm very decent at for what it is. And he talked to a couple of other people that had played with me that knew me well enough, and he decided to start staking me. And he is somebody who had previously played on Hustler, so he got me in touch with Ryan Feldman, and I spoke to Ryan briefly, and then he gave me DGAF's number, and literally within like 10 minutes of me texting him, he's like, hey, can you get on this day? And I was like, yeah, sure. What a lot of people don't know is that when I played Hustler for the very first time, I was literally dying. I was going through a pulmonary embolism, and I had no idea. I just know that I felt very sick. If you watch the stream again, I'm barely talking. I'm not my usual happy self. I was coughing like every 2 seconds. I'm turning away from the cameras, coughing. And I had another work commitment that week. So Monday I had to play Hustler, and then that Thursday I was doing a celebrity guest appearance thing for the charity series of poker in Vegas. So I had to be in LA on Monday, and then on Thursday I had to be back in Vegas for that. And I was praying the entire time, like, God, if I can get through all of my work commitments, I will go to the hospital as soon as I'm done. Friday morning, as soon as I'm done with everything Thursday night, Friday morning, I collapse and I have to go to the ER. And within a minute of me being at the ER, I was hooked up to an EKG, getting all the things done. I had a magnesium drip, steroids, and they
And that
kept
was
me.
the start of what, a month long in Vegas before you could fly home.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that so well. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for you. You were stuck in Vegas, sicker than a dog. And like you said, you were fearing for your life at that point. But thank God you went to the hospital and got yourself some help, Ash.
Yeah, it was definitely very scary because originally, yeah, last summer was my first full WSOP summer here. And I got to play one event. That was it, besides the Hustler stream. And then I played cash here and there. But other than that, like I was in bed the entire time. And the original plan was for me to come out half the series and then fly home to be with my kids for a couple of weeks and then come back to finish out the series. Needless to say, I didn't get to go home and I was stuck here for almost 2.5 months without seeing my kids, which was awful. So.
I remember the updates, and
Yeah.
I remember texting you, telling you, I'm going to be in town if you need some help. Let me know. And I just felt so bad for you, just to be stranded away from your family, not knowing how long it was going to be before you were going to be allowed medically to fly. It was quite an ordeal, but I'm so happy that you're on the other side of that, Ash.
Me too. I got off blood thinners in December, and we've been doing good since then. I had a physical not too long ago just to double check that I was okay to come out here because I have been flying a lot these past couple of months, and I'm like, I don't want to get another embolism. But
Right,
we're under
right.
control. We look fine. Other than
Awesome,
that, like I just have an inhaler, but thank God I got through that. It was very scary.
awesome. Well, of course it was, and we're thankful for that medical help you got for sure. Tell us, I know we chatted before in spaces about your experience after HCL and how overwhelming it was. I want you to touch on that because I think people don't necessarily get it sometimes that when you're
Yeah.
thrown in the limelight, how that sometimes is a negative effect. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I don't know where I want to start this. So for me, the first time getting recognized after HCL was literally that Thursday that I played the charity series of poker event. And as soon as I sit down at my table, a guy like picks his phone up and tries to take a picture of me discreetly. And I'm still feeling really sick, so I like look over at him and I was like, "Did you just take a picture of me?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I saw you on Monday." He's like, "You played so well." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm literally dying right now. I don't feel good." I was like, "Can you please delete that picture? And we can take a better one on the break." This man waited until I busted to take a picture with me. And then he talked to me for like 15 minutes and I was like, "Is this the new normal?" And I thought it was really weird, and then it started happening more and more and more, and then after I was, like, finally, like, back to, like, playing tournaments and just, like, tweeting the same stuff I've always tweeted, I don't know, like, it just kinda took off. Social media definitely is not real. People are gonna post what they want you to see, and at the end of the day, people are still human. We still have feelings. We are no better than any other player or than any other person. Like, we're still normal. So it's very overwhelming when I've like busted a tournament, or I've just had a terrible day and people come up, and having to adjust to that has been really hard, especially in such a like short time frame. My name kind of just like blew up, and
Well,
to
and
me, I'm
it's
like, I'm still the
unnerving.
same. Yeah, it
It's
really
very
is.
unnerving. My daughter was in pro sports for a while, and she had to deal, she was in her 20s and she had to deal with stalkers. And, we had people at that point in time betting on her sport was just becoming a big deal. And we had sports bettors sending her nasty messages after she would lose a match, like, "I know where you're going next and I'm going to come find you because you cost me money." And it's very unnerving. And so I get it. And you have to be careful, and you have to, like I told her when she was even in middle school, we had an incident happen. And I said, one way I explained it to her is, just because somebody knows your name or my name or your dad's name or your brother's names doesn't mean they know you. And there's a huge difference, right? Because they see you on a live feed or hosting something, they know of you, but they're not your friend. They're not in your inner circle. And we always have to kind of be aware of that, as well as fans, so to speak, that, we have to remember not to approach somebody too quickly. Approach them. Of course, they want to shake your hand or whatever, take a picture with you, but do it in a way that isn't overwhelming. And sometimes people are excited and come up really fast, and they don't realize how startling that is.
Absolutely. I'm still adjusting, but it's gotten a lot easier. But still, sometimes it's just like really shocking because it's like, oh my God, they know me from Twitter. They see my drunk tweets. And I mean, like, that's great and all, but it's just, I don't know. It's still kind of weird. It's still very new. Um, Especially here in
Absolutely.
Vegas. Like, I travel the WSOP circuit a lot. So everybody on the circuit, like, we know each other. We all travel together. We all see each other at the same stops. But coming out to Vegas, where it's like just random people that know you from like the internet that come up to you and, "Hey, Ash," like, it's a little overwhelming at times, but
I'm going
we're
to tell
hanging
you
in
a
there.
story. Donna and I were in Vegas, as you know, in December, and her and I don't even remember where we were, but we were walking through. At that time, there was a rerouting in the Harrah's um, valet area, and you had to walk through part of their parking garage to get around to get in the door of the hotel and casino. And as we were walking through the parking garage, there was a group of maybe three or four guys coming toward us, and one of them knew us, and it was almost like, "Oh, who is this?" And it happened to be Soeb, who's here in the spaces and hangs out with us in the spaces, but it still kind of catches you off guard, because you're like, "Wait, I'm in a parking garage, and who are these guys?" And of course, sweet as can be, but it does take you back for a moment, for sure. And we always want to err on the side of caution, right? So I'm going to turn it over to Donna if she has any questions for Ash.
Hello, my darling Ash. How are you?
Hi, my love. I'm so good. It's so good to hear you.
Thank you. It's 1:15 in the morning here, so I'm half asleep.
It's okay. Get you some coffee. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised how quickly you took off because you are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that I got to meet you in December.
I am too. Honestly, I was so like in shock when I met you because I didn't know if I was actually going to get to meet you guys face to face because I was running around that entire series. And then you were like, Ash, and I was like, oh my God, I did a double take. And I was like, it's y'all in real life. And it's so insane to like meet up people from like the spaces. And it's like, we are just real people. And it's so cool to interact like that in real life and just get to meet up. And I don't know. I love it. I live for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough that I won't have any stalkers. You might, but I won't.
Oh my God. You guys, my DMs are insane. I wish I could just expose myself for one day, but it is so weird. Like I've had guys offer to buy my bathwater. I've had guys like try to buy my underwear. Like just like the weirdest things ever. And I was like, I got on social media originally because I just like drunk tweeting and I like poker and now people are asking for my bathwater. Like what?
That is so fucking bizarre. I'll never understand that bathwater.
Bottle it and sell it, my darling.
I know that's right, girl. Make
Bottle
that
it and
bank.
sell it.
We're gonna go to Costco and get a huge pack of mason jars and bottle up my water, my bath water.
I
That's
would do
hilarious.
it and I would sell it. Seriously. If
We're pimping
there's
out
a
my bath
market
water.
for it,
Oh
if
my
there's
God.
a market for it, do it.
Pimp and bathwater for buy-ins. I see an ad campaign now.
I need a T-shirt. Oh my god.
Come
We'll
on.
pimp out my bath water for buy-ins.
Bathwater for buy-ins. Oh my God. Donna, go ahead, love.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the Phil Ivey photo.
Oh my god, that was so amazing. I was like, I need a picture. I was like, Donna, we need pictures. I was like, we're gonna bother him. He looks like he's in a hurry, but we're still gonna get a picture.
I was like, oh shit.
I
But
was
I just want to say,
honestly like Phil Ivey is one of the few people that still does it for me. Like Phil Ivey, Eric Seidel, Negrani, like I still kind of fangirl over them. Helmuth. But then there's like a lot of these people that like once you get to play with them and just talk to them, like you make like actual real friendships with them and you get to hang out with them and it's just so mind blowing that the people I used to watch on TV like 2 years ago, like I get to hang out with them now and they're like actually my friends and like it's just insane. It's almost like humbling to
That's
watch
awesome.
how far I've like come, especially as a cash player because cash players don't get any recognition. You go on my Hendon and I have $6,000 in earnings, but I don't play tournaments that much. I just started playing tournaments this year. I fired like 3 tournaments last year, and then this year I've been playing them a little bit more consistently. But even then, like I still stick to cash. Like it's my bread and butter.
Hell yeah,
So the
girlfriend.
fact that like I now have a platform in the poker world just through cash and not having like really like any wins or like anything significant happen in my poker career, if you want to call it that, is really cool to watch. Because there's a lot of people that are infinite amounts better players than I am, are more studied, and I know this, but they probably won't ever get recognition. There's so like we probably don't even know who the greatest player is because they've probably just ran so bad that they lose heads up. I've seen it happen with a lot of people. Um, and I don't know, I just feel really lucky to have made it
And
this
you know
far.
what, Ash? I think your testimony that hard work pays off. My Hendon mom's a little worse than yours, so to speak, because I was a primarily cash player as well. I get it. I'm going to turn it over to Todd Rizzo. You have some questions for Ashley.
Yeah, thank you, Sherry. Ash, thanks for being here. I know you have a busy schedule and everything. Um,
Hi, Todd.
how have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Sherry said, with everything you had going on with your medical situation, I'm glad you were able to get through that at that time. That was pretty crazy time for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it
Um,
was definitely insane. It was very, very scary, life changing.
yeah, I remember you, kind of giving us updates on what's going on in the spaces when that was going on, and just happy to see you get through it. But what I wanted to kind of ask you, with all that going on, with the medical stuff. I know you keep watching it now, and traveling, playing poker, the HCL appearance, and getting back home. How do you balance all of this, with the whole mom life? Because I know you mentioned in the past that you have two little ones.
Honestly, that is probably the worst thing about playing poker and deciding to do it full time is that I've been with my kids since they were babies. I've been very present, I don't know, I'm going to tear up a little bit. It kind of sucks. So these past 2 years, they have been living with their dad. I moved them back home for about a year with me, and then I let them go back to their dad's just because it was too chaotic for me to have to drop them off with my mom and my dad and have to figure out school stuff for them. Their dad is remarried. He has another baby, and they are very stable. So the boys are with them, and then anytime I'm home, I'll just go and pick them up and keep them with me. During the summer, so this past month, I was at home whenever they got out of school, and I had them with me, and kind of just like managing the restaurant and handling them. And now they're with their dad throughout the summer. I thought about flying out my oldest for a couple of days, but I'm still kind of on the fence about that just because Vegas is too much and I don't want to really have him out here in this kind of scene. But definitely balancing that work mom life has been really hard. I'm just winging it, honestly. I don't have any solid advice. I just co parent really well with their dad. And I have a really strong support system. My mom and my dad, and my paternal grandfather, and my brother all live in the same town that I live in. So between all of them and the child or my kid's father, I don't want to say baby daddy, my child's father, my children's father, they all kind of pitch in to help and raise them while I'm gone. So,
That's
Awesome.
yeah.
good. Sounds like you know it, it's all evened out, you know, no matter how you slice it, and you get to see them, and then at the same time you get to, do live your poker dream at this, and that's great to be able to do. Um,
Yeah. I feel like it would be a lot harder if they were really young. So right now my boys are 6 and 8. Liam, my oldest, is about to be 9. Eli just turned 6 in March. And now that they're a little bit older, I don't feel as nervous about leaving them with their dad or like my parents or just leaving them in general because one, they can pick up the phone and they can FaceTime me or call me if they need anything. And two, I just trust that they're going to be okay. Like I'm not breastfeeding or I'm not at home, like still having to change diapers. Like they can communicate effectively and let me know what's going on. I couldn't imagine doing that with a newborn or with a baby. So that kind of helps out a lot.
right. Well, I'm glad that's working out in that way for you. You did just to kind of move it forward. You did mention, and I kind of know you just because you you're a cash game pro. And have you ever thought or considered to make a really big run for tournament play and MTTs, or do you just kind of like to stick with cash?
So, excuse me, I like cash. I started playing tournaments seriously, I want to say back in March. I got a Run Good ambassadorship and I went out there and I played the ladies. I final tabled it. I finished 7th in that tournament. And then I went on the WPT voyage at the end of that month. I played the ladies. I didn't do any good in that. And that's the only tournament I played the entire time I was there. And then after that, I went to Hollywood and I played a couple of tournaments. I played, what was it? A black chip bounty tournament. And I played the main, the 3500 main. I bagged the main, did not cash it. I min cashed the bounty tournament. And then after that, I went home for a couple of, no, actually, that's a lie. I went to my friend's house for a couple of days. And then we went to Tunica in April and I made like 2 final tables within like 3 days or something like that, which was insane and it was unreal. And the fields are really soft out there, but I was very smashly when I got to both of those final tables. I finished 4th in the ladies, and then I think it was like 6th or 7th in that what was it, Sherry? That what tournament was it? The 600 something.
600. It was a
Yeah.
600 no limit.
Yeah, that tourney. And then after that, I went to Grayton. I played one tournament out there, didn't do anything good. And I took off a month. And now I'm out here in Vegas and I've played two tourneys and haven't done anything. So, you know, but we're trying to take MTTs a little bit more seriously. I'm playing a couple of events next week for Ladies Week, and then I'm playing the ladies tournament, the bracelet event. And
Nice.
Um,
yeah.
Well,
let me just.
good luck
Oh,
with
go ahead.
those. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry. Good luck with those. I've got more questions, but I'm gonna send it back to you, Sherry. To
Well,
go
I
ahead.
just wanted to let everyone have a, or give everybody a reminder. Next week, June 30th, we're going to do a meetup game at Sahara Poker Room at 4 p.m. And that's going to be a 1-3 no limit cash game. And at 8 p.m. is going to be a pineapple tournament, crazy pineapple tournament. For anybody who's interested, you can either play cash or that tournament. So, Ash, I hope you find time to join our Spaces meetup game June 30th at 4 p.m. Todd, I'm turning it back over to you so you can ask more questions.
Great. I came prepared for once in my life, so got to
Oh my
take
Well,
advantage.
goodness.
Yeah, I got to take advantage of it.
I
I
am not
guess.
prepared. I am not prepared.
I'm usually not.
I'm looking at this bottle of Patron sitting in front of me, debating on if I need to take a shot to let Smashley answer any questions.
Well, you know what? That brings me to my one of the questions I was going to say for the toward the end, but it's a fun question. But who's the better poker player, Ashley or Smashley?
Smashley, hands down. So this is gonna make me sound so bad, but I have never cashed a tournament sober. And both of the tables that I final tabled, I was like 13 beers in both times. I think it makes me a little bit less nervous and I play a little bit more aggressive. Um, so yeah, definitely Smashley.
great
Nice,
question.
nice. So okay, what advice would you give to someone who's just beginning in poker?
Oh goodness. I was not prepared. Um, Honestly, bankroll management is the biggest one. Don't gamble outside of your means. Um, I can't really say don't drink and gamble because then I'd be a hypocrite. But definitely stay out of the pits. I think that that's where a lot of the majority of like the winning players go and then lose all of their money, and it's not good. Like it's not healthy long term for a successful poker career. So definitely just stay out of the pits and watch your bankroll. Don't play outside of your means. Um, and don't be afraid to ask for help or join a study group. Find a good poker community around you. Find a good group of friends that you can talk hands with. That I'm very convinced that in poker, the people you hang around with, and even in life, it's who you become. And if you're consistently hanging out with winners, you're going to be a winner. If you consistently hang out with losers, with people who don't put in the time to study or have results or talk hands or actually care about poker, then you're not really going to make it. And it's very,
Amen.
I will say that even now, like it's really hard to make a living as a poker player. I don't want people to think that, oh, like I'm living this amazing life because I'm a great poker player. Like, no, by no means. Like, I have sponsorships, I have things outside of poker going on. And even through poker, like, I still sell action. Like, I have a backer. Like, I'm not going to lie about that kind of stuff. It's a very real thing. And the majority of people do sell action or have backers. And that's just the reality of it.
Okay, you guys, I just have to pivot this conversation for a moment. Um, and I'm always helping somebody create content here in Spaces. And if you scroll down to the bottom of my space, somebody has already created a bathwater for buy-ins Twitter
Oh my
account.
God.
So there you go. And I
Please
love it.
stop.
Wow.
Come on, we got to laugh at that. Is
Yo, the
hilarious.
dedication though, for
I
real.
love it so much.
How?
It's
Wait.
it's like that. It's like that Hawk Tuah girl. Yo,
And
the
let me
whole
just tell you,
internet, the whole internet right now.
I'm just
Was
going
that
to
you?
tell you that I'm not normally I block the trolls as soon as they create an account like that, but I'm going to leave that one alone as long as they behave because that's just funny as hell.
I'm
Isaac,
sad that they're not following me.
well, they just opened up their account, so don't forget to follow Ash.
Fanboy bathwater.
They even have a logo.
I
It's
Yo, they
did.
even
so
Thank
have a
you.
logo.
Oh my god, I'm
I think I
dying.
get half of the proceeds. But anyway, Isaac, welcome to the panel. Do you have any questions or comments for Ashley?
Favorite drink when you're at the table?
Ooh, I love tequila.
Let's go.
But I usually reward myself with tequila, like at the end of the day. If I'm playing a tournament and I want to like space myself out in between drinks, I'm definitely drinking Corona. So Corona and then tequila afterwards. I love wine, but I think wine is more of like a cash game. If I'm playing an MTT, I'm drinking beer all day. Um, I like that, and I like Crown Apple and cranberry. That's usually like my go-to too. So it just kind
Okay,
of depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
great
Nice.
question.
Nice. How about after session meal? Favorite after session
Ooh,
meal?
ooh. I like the Cuban sandwiches at Mon Ami Gabi, in Paris. Let me think. I really like tacos El Gordo, but I think that the tacos on Fremont Street are so much better. It's just too far out of the way. So on the strip, tacos El Gordo. I'm trying to think. What else do I really like? Oh, Javier's. How can I forget Javier's?
Oh, Lord have
Javier's.
mercy. Don't
Oh,
forget
Javier's,
my
hands
love
yes.
down.
language.
Actually, Javier's, hands down, takes the cake on everything that I've mentioned. It's definitely my go-to. I love their ceviche.
Even Donna, you
100%.
gotta go ahead,
Well
Donna.
said. Well said. Well said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
El Gordo is goaded though. But you know what? I haven't tried the ones on Fremont, so I definitely need a suggestion there. Fire
There,
though.
I honestly don't even know the name of it. The one time that I went, my best friend had lost my best friend at the time. She had lost me on Fremont Street. And she said, I just followed the Mexican music and I found you in a taco shop with one taco in one hand and a beer in the other dancing. And I was like, that sounds like Smashly. Yeah, I believe it.
Story checks out. Now, I have to admit, Ashley, I laughed out loud at your tweet about the lovely Stella the hamster. Can you explain to our
Oh
listeners
my
what
God.
happened to Stella, please? God rest her soul.
Oh, this is so bad. So I am very anti my kids having pets or anything that requires me to actually give it attention. So their dad thought it would be a good idea to buy them a hamster. They bring Stella over one night, and I don't know how to take care of a hamster. My kids are playing, I walk away. In the morning, I go to feed Stella. Stella is stiff as a cardboard. I don't know what's wrong with her. And then I go and talk to the kids, and I'm like, what did y'all do to Stella? And Liam's like, I made him a Play Doh bed. Stella ate the Play Doh and yeeted. So,
Poor little Stella.
RIP Stella.
And the reason I kind of chuckled, probably more so than anyone else, is because a friend of mine rescues animals, and and back in February she wanted us to, or January, she wanted us to drive down to Florida because she had rescued two little mice and it was time to release them, and she didn't want to release them in Georgia because it was too cold outside, so she wanted us to drive 6 hours to Florida to release these two little house mice. And when she was packing up the male mouse, he kind of committed suicide. And so when I read your Play-Doh story, I just got I just probably got an extra chuckle when I shouldn't. But thank you for sharing that. And Greg, I'm going to let you go next. And don't worry, folks, I'm going to get back to you. And those that are waiting, we're going to get to you as well. So go ahead, Greg Lark. Welcome.
Okay, I've been trying to think of how to say this question. G'day, Ash. Nice to talk
Hi.
to you. Yeah. Uh, it's like purely, it's just like from an algorithmic perspective. Do you still see what I'm up to since you unfollowed me? And I don't care. Like, I understand why you would unfollow me, right? Do
Did
you
I
still
unfollow
see?
you?
Yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
it's
Oh,
fine. I
I'm
don't
so
care.
awful.
I'm just
Oh,
no,
I'm
but I'm just
following you.
wondering.
I'm
I was
so
just wondering if
awful.
you've been. No, I've just been wondering if you've been
I mean, you
seeing my
still show
posts
up on
or.
my stuff.
Hey.
I think what I did is I went on a huge unfollowing spree of people that I really didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
in
yeah.
real
People
life,
do
and I
that. It's
think I
all
hate
good.
you. I'm
We all have
sorry.
purges. We all have purges. You know, I'm just asking.
No, I still see
Have you
your
been
stuff.
seeing me lately at all, or
Yes.
no?
Yes,
Okay.
but I don't really pay attention to Twitter
Yeah,
that
no,
much
it's
anymore.
fine. I'm
But
just
yeah,
curious
I
about
have seen
how.
your stuff.
Anyway, it was purely about the algorithm. That's it. Much love. Have a good conversation. I'll hang out.
Okay,
Love
thank you,
you. I
Fred.
followed you back.
All right, Brandon, you have a question or comments for Ash?
This is a very important question, very serious.
Oh,
Oh
Um,
God, he sounds like he is
he
smashed.
came in firing hot, blazing hot. Hold on. Do I need
fa-
a shot of tequila before I answer this question, Brandon? I need you to answer
no,
this.
this is about tequila.
Oh,
Favorite tequila, and why is it 1942?
oh, because it's so smooth. It's so
It is.
so
It's
smooth.
1942, isn't it?
It's so smooth. Yes, it's
Ding,
1942.
ding, ding! I got a winner.
I
It's
had a
definitely
feeling too.
1942 or what is it called? La Gritona. Yeah, La Gritona is really good
La
too.
Gritona? Really?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I've had it. I've had it. It's
Over,
pretty good.
over Casamigos.
Casamigos is okay. I feel like it's just like the hype. Like it's still smooth, but like I prefer 1942 to Casamigos or Clase Azul.
Yeah, 1942 is
How
my
about
favorite.
Patron
That's what I
Silver? Is
figured.
Patron Silver still in the register?
Uh, that is my card protector. I'm looking at the Patron Silver's bigger sister. That's a bigger bottle, Patron Reposado right now, and it's giving me winky eyes. So I don't know. I've already peeled the seal on it. Should I do it?
Go
Do
for
it.
it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Hell
Do
yeah.
it. Do it.
All right, go.
Do
Let's
it.
go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, Sherry, can I ask
Yeah,
another
of
question?
course.
The silver reposado. What's your favorite?
Silver.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay,
That's a
actually, you
champion
know
answer for
what?
real.
Let me backtrack real quick to that tequila question. And I'm gonna tell y'all the like a real Smashly story, and this is where it kind of started. When I was 15, I went to go live with my dad after my parents had been divorced for so long. Actually, I was 14. And my dad, so the restaurant that I have now used to be my dad's, and he was a bartender, and he used to have the biggest collection of alcohol. And one year, my mom bought him a bottle of, it's called Don Julio Añejo Real. It's like a $1,500 bottle, maybe. And it is the smoothest tequila known to man. It's so much nicer than 1942 and any of the other stuff. And it was in a spinning wheel case. So it's like a little, like, I don't know how to describe the case. I'll post a picture of it in the comments. But basically, like, the case would spin around to hide the bottle when you weren't drinking it. So anytime my dad would piss me off, I'd go and have a shot, and then another, and then another. And it was like that for like a year. Anytime he'd piss me off, I'd go have a shot. So then my dad is finally like moving houses, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago. He's moving houses, and he goes to pick up the bottle, and it's super light. And he opens it up, and he's like, "What the fuck? I don't remember drinking all of this." And I was like, "Actually, that was me like 10 years ago, but you can't get mad because I'm not a kid anymore, and I'm an adult, and it's in the past. So we're gonna move forward."
Ah, good try.
Yeah. So that's my favorite tequila, but it's very expensive, and I won't buy it for myself. So,
Brandon, you have another question, bud?
So I'm guessing at the time you had no idea how expensive it was,
oh
right?
no, absolutely not. I had no idea. I was just going because I was pissed, and that's the liquor that we had in the house. So,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. Go ahead, Todd.
You can go to Fats. He's probably been waiting.
All right, Fats, you're next.
Hey, how you doing, Ash? Um,
Hi, I'm good. How are
okay.
you?
I don't know what kind of if you're interested in doing any marketing, but I might be able to get you a deal where you could, with the bathwater, you can throw in a chainsaw T-shirt.
Oh my God.
You know, I have a
Specific.
very niche amount of followers that would probably love the Ash and Kessler combo. Yeah, you know what? I'm here for it. Yeah, let's do it.
That's hilarious. That is so fun. All right, I'm going to go back to you, Todd, and then we'll get to Brian.
Ash, I know you've been, doing a lot of giveaways for women in poker to play. I know you're an ambassador of Poker League Nations. What other charity work do you do in poker that we don't know about?
I I wouldn't really call it charity work. I just really want women to have a bigger voice than they already do in poker, and I feel like it's really important to promote like equality within the game to make it comfortable for everyone to play. I have a Run Good ambassadorship. I am currently an ambassador for Poker League of Nations. What else do I do? I think that's really it.
Well,
I do content creation for Poker Org. But I think what really did it was um, I Smashly's gonna take the credit here. Smashly drunk tweeted back in January whenever I found out that there was that they were sidelining the women's events. And I had a little bottle of vino and I got on Twitter and I was like, yo, this isn't cool. And WSOP took notice of that after it kind of blew up. And within like 24 hours, I think they reversed their decision to reinstate all women's games. And that's where my Plon ambassadorship came from, was from them reaching out to me after getting the games, or I guess the tournaments like
well,
reinstated.
and I'm going to tell you,
But I just,
Ash, that there were many of us working behind the scenes with you,
yeah,
trying to get
yeah, there was a lot of women.
those,
There was a
yeah,
lot of women.
to get those
Yeah,
tournaments
it was,
back on the schedule. And I'm so excited
yeah.
that they did put them back on the schedule because they're very important and they've been very successful. And I understand, they want to put in its place a tournament that'll get 1,000 people versus one that'll get 400 people. I get the economics of it, but the importance of that ladies tournament far outweighs that economics in the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the ladies tournament that's on my Hendon mod, that's my first cash. I think that was the first tournament it was like the second or third maybe tournament I had ever played. And I just couldn't believe that I cashed it. I thought it was so cool. And actually what really got me into poker playing full time, my ex best friend, um, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out a trigger warning for domestic violence real quick. The ex-boyfriend that I was with basically held me hostage for 72 hours, beat me half to death, and I got out from one day to another. This was on February 20th of 22, I think. Um, I got out. My dad helped me move into one of his townhouses, get my life situated, and my friend called me and she said, "We're going to Cherokee tomorrow. Like, pack your stuff, we're leaving." And the first WSOP tournament she ever played was the ladies' tournament, and she won it. And I was like, she plays bar poker with me. If she can do it, I can do it. And that created just like a different type of hunger that I was like, I can do this. My ex, a huge part of the reason that we broke up is because I really wanted to go pro. And I was like, just like, let me play cash games. Like, I can be profitable and I can make some money off of this, like a lot more money than doing what I'm doing right now. And his last words to me were basically that I'll never fucking make it in poker and that I'll be homeless the rest of my life without him. And if he's listening, because I know he'll go on YouTube to hear it, fuck you. And I made it.
Hey,
So,
let me reiterate something.
Fuck
Fuck
him, by the
you,
way. Fuck him.
asshole. Fuck you, asshole. Because not only has she made it, but she's made it big. And where are you? In some gutter somewhere, I'm sure, sir. Oh, wait, you're not a sir. You're an asshole. So there we go. Ashley, we're going to move on to, I want to talk to you. Todd brought up that you are supportive of women in poker and doing some work in that regard. Can you tell us about recently you teamed up with ACR to give away a seat to the ladies event? Tell us how that
yes.
came about and how you picked the winner, because I love it.
So, I actually had Katie reach out to me. She is an ACR pro, and she asked me how I felt about collabing with ACR to give away a ladies' event. See, and I said, yes, let's do it. I think it's a great opportunity. I love seeing other women in the game. And we started the raffle, or think we started the giveaway on June 5th, and it concluded on June 12th. And I went through everybody's comments. I read everybody's, I was reading all of the pictures, the updates of, hey, like this was my tournament. I think you even posted a picture too, and it was the final table tournament picture, I think. Um, but I mean, I read everybody's submissions, and there was one lady that really stuck out to me. She said that it has been her lifelong dream bucket list item to go play WSOP. not even just like the ladies, but like WSOP in general. Like she's never been out to Vegas for WSOP. And I remember the feeling that I had when I came out here and saw like all the TVs and like where the magic actually happens, like the stuff that we see on TV. I was like blown away. And to give somebody else that experience as well, I think is really cool. And just to have more women in the game. So I picked out Miss Joanne, I believe is her name. I spoke to her the other day, and she will be here, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday,
Sweet.
one of those 2 days. But yeah, I'm really excited to meet up with her and just kind of walk her through the process. She seemed a little nervous. She said, "I don't know where anything's at." I was like, "I will meet you for coffee and breakfast, and we can go reg this tournament together, and I'll just kind of show you around."
Oh,
Because I remember how nervous I was.
absolutely. And she now has a built-in mentor. I love that. And I think you're doing a great job. I know I want you to touch on um, one thing that I heard you mention once upon a time. Do you think women have an advantage over men at the poker table? And if so, why? If not, why not?
I want to say yes and no. You have to know your opponent and who you're playing. I've seen a lot of men that just can't handle losing to women, and their strategy against you just becomes completely different. They're acting like super aggressive. They're leading in every fucking pot. It's just, you really have to know who you're playing. And there's certain players that I can bluff off hands, and there's certain players that I just can't. And I just kind of have to know who I'm playing um, in order to get the results that I want. Um, but yeah, I have boobs, and sometimes boobs come in pretty handy. So I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've definitely had chips dumped to me a time or two because they wanted to keep my boobs around. So yeah.
Absolutely. It does happen that way. And you guys, one day will realize it. Well, hopefully you won't.
Oh, stop saying us guys. Come on,
Let's
Donna.
welcome Software Brian. How are you, pal?
I'm good. How are you all this afternoon?
Good. You got some questions or comments for Ash?
Yeah, what's been your favorite tournament so far? Sorry if that's already been asked, but that
Um. So the 3,500 main event was that I played in Hollywood a couple of months ago. That was really fun, but I was nervous the entire time. It was the biggest buy-in I had played to date. Um, but we did good. We bagged crumbs, but we did good. I was at a table with a bunch of pros, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like I actually have to play poker,"
yeah.
and that was a lot of fun. But personally, the one that I'll like remember forever was the PLO that I played last year. It was my first time playing WSOP officially in Vegas, and it was the first tournament I sat down and I min cashed it. But I was just like really excited because I think I played really well all day and I busted that tournament with what I thought was nuts. I thought I flopped the nuts, and dude had flopped a straight
Oh,
flush. So
jeez.
GG's.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
Ouch.
yeah.
Going down in flames to straight flush.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So it was pretty gross. And I still like I'm forever gonna remember that. Like that's one of the most important tournaments to me, just because it's where I played WSOP for my first time. It was PLO. I love PLO, and it was my first cash year. So for sure that one.
That's awesome. And what's your next tournament?
What's today?
Today's Friday.
Gonna play.
I don't know. I might take the weekend off. Maybe just film some content and hang out with some friends. Probably Monday. I think that there's something going on at Resorts
Oh,
World for maybe it's like a PLO 8 or something like that for that Plon is hosting. So I'm probably gonna go out there and play
oh,
that.
fun.
All right. I got rapid fire for you. Are you ready, Ash?
Can I take a shot at tequila?
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Wait a minute, y'all.
Well, we
Cheers.
got one question answered, Sherry.
I love it, Brian. All right.
I hope it's
Ooh.
1942.
Cheers to
Us
Oh
Ash.
my god.
guys. Us guys. Come on.
Ooh.
All right,
I got
Ash.
goosebumps.
Here we go. Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
Wine,
Mountains for sure.
wine or beer?
Uh shit. Wine.
Dishes or cook?
DoorDash.
Movie or Broadway show?
Movie.
Football or hockey?
Hockey. I don't understand football enough, but I like watching hockey fights.
Right on,
Everybody,
girl.
everybody loves them hockey fights. Thank you for playing along. And Brandon has his hand up, and then we have a couple other people requesting. So if I move you down to the goo, don't be offended. I'm just making space so that others can come up and ask their questions. So Brandon, you go ahead while I just move folks around.
I don't have my hand up.
Oh, it showed you had your
But
hand up.
the only thing I would say is I hope that the shot you took was 1942 Blanco.
Oh, honey, I just took a shot of Patron Reposado and I'm suffering because it was a double.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go. Let's
God.
go. That's good enough. Let's
All
go.
right, Ryan Robb is joining us. Welcome, and go ahead, bud.
What's going on, ladies? How are you? So I asked a few questions. Number one, you like king cake?
Oh my God, I love it. Thank you so much for bringing me that. It was life changing. I ate it in the bathtub and it was just amazing. I needed that.
That's incredible. Second question is, I hope that your dad or brother or somebody else went and beat the crap out of that guy.
Um, well,
Allegedly, we can't
as
talk about that.
allegedly, as much as my dad wanted to, my dad basically just hired really good lawyers to make sure that he went away for a long
Yeah,
time.
well, that's good too.
So
That's good too. But he definitely deserved to be
yeah.
met in the bar somewhere. And just
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. And that,
Absolutely. I had plenty of friends that offered, but we are not going to
well,
do that. We're just going to let
it can still happen. I
the
mean, he
judge.
doesn't have to know it came from you, but he needs to learn a lesson. There's no doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I will say this whenever I had to go to court for this situation, the judges didn't want to do a whole lot. And I looked at them dead in the face and I said, listen here, if you do not give me a restraining order against this man, the next time he shows up at my doorstep, he will be dead
Oh God,
because I have a gun and I'm going to use it. And in Georgia, that's very legal.
And
absolutely.
And they finally took me seriously enough and they put him away and gave me a restraining order, which was amazing. That's all I wanted.
Good for you, but it's still grounds for Black Ops team to swoop in there.
Oh, dude, it got so much worse after I left. After I left, like he still showed up at my house. He was coming to Cherokee to see if I was playing. I mean, it was like obsessive stalking, and then he got rearrested again for aggravated stalking, and that's what put him behind bars for a while.
Well, good
So,
good
Thank
for
God.
you. Good for you for getting away. Super proud of you for everything you've done, and don't worry about those haters online. They're a bunch of idiots.
honestly, I've just like learned to like laugh at it now because I'm like, "Oh my God, I heard their side of the story and I sound fucking awful." Like, but I've just learned to laugh it off. Like, if you let it get in your head, it's just going to consume everything. You're not going to focus on poker. You're not going to focus on the things that are in front of you. And, trolls aren't real life. Like, what happens on the internet doesn't dictate how my real life outside of it goes.
Amen,
So,
sister. All right, I brought up Matt. Do you have any questions or comments for Ashley?
Oh, hello, evening. Well, afternoon over there to you all. How are we all doing? Are we all okay?
We're good, thank
yeah,
you.
we're good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Lovely to talk to you, Ash. One of my favourite poker players. Always enjoy watching you perform.
Thank you.
Who would you say, if you were to go heads up against any poker pro, past or present, who would it be and why?
Ooh, Stu Unger, because he was a sicko. I think he was one of the greatest minds to ever have played the game. And just to be able to play with him would be like just amazing. I've watched a lot of his final tables, and I think he was really good at what he did. I think that he was a genius, and had he been around today, I think that he would still be crushing the game, even with all these little GTO wizards and shit. I think that he would absolutely wipe the table clean with them.
Absolutely,
That
100%.
is my ultimate person to play with, Ash. I could not agree more. Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, Sherry. Yes, same here. He was an absolute superstar on the poker tables as well. Who was your inspiration, Ash, to get you into playing poker professionally?
I would say it's my ex best friend. She's the one who won that ladies tournament, and I was just like, if she can do it, I can do it too. And that's kind of when I started to take poker really seriously and try to pursue it a little bit more. So she definitely had a helping hand in
Okay,
creating AshKarDash, I guess you could say.
I cannot be the only one wondering this because you've mentioned it a couple of times. But how did she become your ex best friend? Because nosy minds want to know.
Just differences. Life happens.
Fair enough.
Ash, you
I'll
can
talk
just say
about it
no
later
personal
personally,
questions.
but it's just too much that I don't want
No
to
worries.
rehash on
Yeah,
spaces.
no worries. I just thought it was an elephant in the room, and I am sure I
Oh,
wasn't
it
the
is.
only one wondering. So go ahead, Isaac.
It is. Fuck her, but love you, still love you, but fuck you. And congrats on your ring, and thanks for getting me into poker full time.
Amen, sister. Amen. All right, Isaac, you have a question. Your hand is up.
Actually, not just that. That's dope. That Stu is who you'd want to play. That's who I'd want to play. That is like the perfect answer. Dude was a genius though, for real. I mean, he was playing
No, he
gin
really
rummy from
was.
like 7 or 11 years old or something like that.
Who was it that bet him that he couldn't figure out the last two cards in like a six shoe deck or something? I can't even remember. It was insane, and he did, and he won like a hundred
Yeah,
thousand dollars.
absolutely,
Have
he
you seen
did.
the movie?
No, I
There's
haven't.
a
There's a
movie
movie.
with Michael Imperioli that's based on his life, and
The
What?
Stu
yeah,
Unger,
it's
yeah,
called
it's the Stu Unger story or something.
yup, and it's a great movie.
Highly
Oh,
recommend it.
Hell
Good
yeah.
call, Isaac.
Oh man, and then who was it? Oh my god, I know I'm a butcher his name, but he's in the Hall of Fame. He released like 4 stories late last year, early this year for Poker News, and one of them had a lot to do with Stu Unger. I want to say it was Putchie
man.
Pearson.
Oh, I don't remember.
If I
I
find
don't
the
remember.
article, I'll
Look,
shoot it to you, Sherry.
yeah,
You
please
can get
do.
it to Ash. But yeah,
Yeah,
super
send it
dope,
to me.
super dope.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
very cool.
Yeah,
I had no idea that there was a movie. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna watch that
It's a
Oh
movie.
yeah.
great movie.
Isaac, what I suggest you do is Google it.
Oh well, you know, I gotta.
You're
Hey,
good
listen,
at
I
that.
gotta use the mind because nobody believes I'm an idiot savant. So
All right, listen, I'm going to skip over you, Brandon, for just a minute. Meg, I was trying to bring
Thanks.
you up a minute ago, and it wasn't working, but we're going right to the bathwater. Bathwater, welcome to the panel.
I'm dead.
fucking goaded.
Now, now I have to pee.
Oh, shit, that's hilarious. I appreciate that, bathwater.
Some
All
technical
right,
difficulties.
Brandon, it is your turn, bud.
Okay, two-part question for Ash. Your first game that got you into poker,
My what?
like the first game that you started playing, getting into poker.
It was a bar poker league in Chattanooga. It was Hold'em,
Uh,
and they used to play
Okay,
crazy.
Hold'em, just regular Hold'em, right?
Yeah, just regular Hold'em, and then they would have a crazy pineapple tournament at 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and I used to play that occasionally.
And then second part of the question, your favorite game now?
PLO,
Just regular PLO, no high
just
low, just regular.
yeah, no. Uh, I do know how to play high low. I don't like it, and I feel sorry for the dealers that have
No,
to
I
deal with
don't
it because I
actually have
dealt it for a long time, and having to chop a pot like 4 or 5 different ways is never fun.
All right, we're going to move along to Meg. Welcome to the panel. Go ahead.
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to tell AshKarDash that she's probably one of my favorite poker players in the world right now. So
Megan's my best friend.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you're not the former best friend, Meg, that you still are the
No,
best friend.
she me and Megan have been friends since I don't. It's been a few years maybe now. We used to play a 1-2. Well, she used to play in it. I used to deal it. A 1-2 home game in Georgia, allegedly. And that's how we met. And then we started playing the circuit together. And now she's out here for her first WSOP in Vegas, and I'm really stoked for her. She is currently playing. What is it? The main at the Nugget right now. So sending you all the run, good little buddy.
Oh,
love
good
you,
luck,
buddy.
Meg.
Very best of luck with that, Meg.
Yeah, good luck,
Hope
Meg.
you run deep, my darling.
Thank you.
As soon as Ash gets out of here, she's gonna go rail her, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to rail her so she can rail me
Hell
later.
yeah. All right, Real Facts
Okay.
joined us again. Do you have any questions or comments? Brandon, shut up.
Yeah, I got a
She said it. What do you want me to do?
Behave. Go ahead, Fats.
couple of questions for Ash, and then I'll get to the point of why I'm asking them. Number one, is there any chance you're going to be in Las Vegas the first week of August?
Ooh, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's around my birthday and I'm sure I'll be home with my kids or on vacation somewhere with them.
Do you have any interest? Have you ever had any interest in anything that had to do with sports betting?
I've had a lot of people like message me to try to get them to help with their books and stuff, but like I think now that I'm in the spotlight, I'm very careful of what I promote and what I put out there because I don't like after the Rob Mercer thing, like it really put a lot of fear to like mess up whatever I do have going on for me. Like it's so easy to get canceled nowadays, so I just don't want to bring anything to players that I wouldn't myself enjoy or do or partake
Okay. Well, and
in. So I don't sports gamble.
here's what I was getting to. I'm a member of the Sports Gambling Hall of Fame Board of Directors, and every
Ooh.
year we have it's like a sports betting conference, and we have it the first week of August down at the Circa. And we have various events other than like seminars, and just like you would have if it was a poker thing, it would be poker seminars and stuff like that. And we have all kinds of poker and betting and sports seminars and stuff like that. Well, anyway, one of the events that we're going to be having is a poker tournament. And I've been
Ooh.
tasked with finding some pros to participate in our tournament for to kind of make the tournament look a little better. And I thought you would be a perfect fit. Like there would be a bounty on your head, of course, which I'm sure you'd probably like that anyway. But there would be a bounty on your head, and for participating, you would get a VIP ticket to the Bet Bash conference for the week.
Which I think is about $1,000 ticket, isn't it, Fats?
Yes, it's the VIP ticket's worth a little bit, about $1,200, I think.
Well, here we are making connections in the spaces. I love it.
So if you have any interest in that, I just followed you. You can follow me back and DM me, and I can get you more details on it, and we can work something out.
Absolutely.
If you're interested.
Yeah, I'll message you once the space is over and we can talk about it.
Excellent. Now she's going to have a Bet Bash gig. She's got bathwater for buy-ins happening over here. I mean, we are just moving and grooving here in the spaces this afternoon.
Yeah, don't let your best friend know, Fats.
Don't let what?
Don't let your best friend know, Fats.
Who's my best friend?
She'll DM you.
I will DM you, yes.
Okay, give me 2 seconds because I had a little bit more tequila and I gotta go use the
You
bathroom.
go right ahead.
I'll be right back.
And while Ashley's doing that, I will talk about the meetup game, which is going to be June 30th at 4 p.m. at Sahara Casino's Poker Room. You can get there by the monorail. You can get there by car. They have free parking, which is awesome. At 8 p.m. that evening, there's going to be a crazy pineapple tournament. So if you're tired of playing cash, want to play the crazy pineapple tournament, it's going to be $70 total. That includes a $10 add-on. The cash game is going to be a 1-3 no limit. Of course, that'll go on all night long. So if you don't want to play the tournament, you can stay at the cash tables. Come one, come all. Everybody is invited. Everybody is welcome.
Spoke with a VIP this afternoon who said was very excited about it.
Well, you need to do.
I almost dropped y'all in the toilet, y'all.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, well, we've definitely crossed over, and we're now interviewing Smashley, not Ashley. So it's all good. It's all good.
I wonder what my toilet water
Officer
would go for.
Rizzo,
Can you say that now we're going to see a toilet water?
Smash it. Do not say anything to Todd Rizzo. He's a cop. Don't say anything to him,
Officer
please.
Rizzo, can you give her a sobriety test?
Hey,
I'm
she's on.
getting drunk in my room. That's very legal.
No, she's good. She's good. It's
Well,
the
and
weekend.
software, if you can DM me who you're talking about, because I want to make sure they're on my list. I kind of think I know who it
Oh,
is,
they're
but
on your list.
okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Um, that is amazing. We have quite a few RSVPs already for that event, and of course some maybes because everybody's playing tournaments, and you know tournaments the priority. That's why we're all in Vegas, right? So no problem with that. I am going to go around the horn. If you have any further questions or comments for Ashley, um, just raise your hand because of time. I think it'll be quicker since we have so many speakers. If you're still in the goo and have a question or comment for Ash, just go ahead and request in that bottom left corner and we'll bring you up as a speaker. And again, if I have to rotate you out, don't be offended. We just need to make space for others to ask questions. Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, Ash. Let's just pretend tequila got illegalized. What's the next one?
Oh my god. Well, is
I
prohibition a
asked
I
thing?
was
only.
going to
Can
say
I
I
still
asked
prohibition.
only
hide my
important
tequila?
questions.
Ooh, if tequila was gone, whiskey.
All right.
Whiskey for
Well,
sure.
now I gotta follow up with which one.
Blanton's. Mm-hmm. Blanton's or Basil Hayden. Depends.
He said, "Oh my God." All right, Isaac, it's
Am
your
I speaking your love language?
Yes, Blanton's. Like Blanton's is my favorite fucking tequila. Not tequila, whiskey. Yes.
Yeah. Yummy.
Love it. Go ahead, Isaac.
Calm down, Brandon. Calm down.
You gonna be in Vegas
Donna, don't tell me those.
1st to the 13th of July?
Yes.
Okay, dope. We're probably gonna be throwing some games, maybe a couple private games. If you're interested, let me know,
Of
or follow me
course.
back, and I'll message you some information. Be dope to have you.
Yes, absolutely. I would love that.
Dope.
Sweet.
Also,
Go.
also, have you ever had Bullet Rye?
Have I had no, I haven't had it, but I sell it at the restaurant.
Okay.
Blanton's is the best.
Yo, Blends is good, but Bullet Rye, Arizona green tea, lots
No,
of ice.
nice try. Move on. Move on.
Fight nice, gentlemen. All right, Fats, you're up.
Yeah, Jerry,
Fats.
I got the impression you might be trying to roll through the space and end it, but since Ash has made the commitment to start drinking, I don't think this space should end until she passes out.
Well, we are
Y'all gonna be in for a
we are
night.
not going to be promoting trying to get a female to pass out, but thank you for that comment. Todd Rizzo, you have any more questions or comments for Ash?
I just
I'm
said,
gonna send y'all a little video in these comments so y'all can understand why Smashly is not a good idea, okay?
I love it. Go ahead, Todd.
just two quick comments. One is just, Ashley, I work as a deputy sheriff and I'm dealing with domestic violence all the time. It's just refreshing to hear that you followed through and went to court and took care of business when it comes to putting this guy in jail.
You
They
know,
get away too often. Way too often.
honestly, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because I didn't get an option of whether I wanted to testify or not. They forced me to testify. Otherwise, they were going to drop the case, and having to rehash all of that out in front of a jury while he was staring me down is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I did it, and hopefully it doesn't happen to another woman ever again. When I got to court, I actually found out that I was not the first person he had put his hands on, that this was actually the fourth case of him with domestic violence. So I'm glad I got out of it alive and safe, and God is good. I'm here. I'm
Absolutely,
living my dreams.
absolutely.
Amen.
And I'm dealing with too many cases like that right now where they're on the brink of becoming a statistic and not following through. But happy to hear you did. And And the last thing I wanted to say was that it sounds like you're doing a lot of great things in poker. Just keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome. Okay, Donna.
Yeah, I am super fucking proud of you for getting out. And if he gets out, fucking send him my way.
He is out actually, and thank God he hasn't reached out to me. Knock on wood. He hasn't reached out to me. I haven't crossed paths with him. I moved out of the town that me and him lived in together, and I'm far away from all that. So hopefully it just stays that way. I'm never really home enough for it to matter. So he just really have to like plan if he ever wanted to see me, and that's not gonna happen.
All right, my darling. Well, you know, I've got your back. And what else are you going to be doing this year? What have you
Honestly,
got planned?
I wish I was like one of these professional poker players that's like, oh, like I'm gonna do this and I have this going. Like honestly, I don't know. I'm just winging it. I've been winging it since I started playing poker. Opportunities come my way, and I do my best to take advantage of as many opportunities as I can, while I still can. Um, but yeah, I don't really have anything really planned out. I do really want to go to Barcelona to play an EPT. And if I do that, it's probably just going to go to sightsee, maybe play one tournament and just get away. These past 2 years have been really stressful, and I kind of just need some me time. It's around my birthday, and I think that it'd be really cool to go to Barcelona and drink wine and just live life out there. I don't know. So,
Go ahead, Brian.
Trying to find the right button. Yeah, I hope you have a great summer, Ash.
Rooker.
And
thank you.
if you need any help with any of the stuff of these people coming into town or whatever stuff, let me know. Always willing to help.
Thank you so much. If y'all go look on these comments, I have posted a video that is 2 days old that took place in front of the Horseshoe at Paris. I found my people. They were singing Mexican music. Smashley was very drunk, and she was living her best life. Love that for her.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. We always know that we can count on you for some fun, Ash. And of course, I hope our paths cross next week when I'm in Vegas and you're there.
Yes, we'll have to go grab dinner or something.
Absolutely. And you said my love language, Javier. So,
Yes,
And
please.
mine.
I volunteer as tribute to be your date to Javier.
yes, we're doing it. I get there on the 25th. I'll reach out to you and we'll figure out some time to do that for sure. I appreciate you spending this time with us, and we're going to let you off the hook so you can enjoy that tequila and the rest of your evening watching the Stu Unger story, because it's definitely well worth it. I appreciate everybody that showed up this evening. Todd, thanks for coming on and co-hosting. Just trying to mix it up and have some of our friends co-host with us for the fun of it. As always, enjoy you, Todd, Donna, Brian, software. Okay, bathwater, go ahead one more time.
So if you were to purchase the bathwater, you will get the bathwater, and then some special customers, I don't know, will have these fish inside.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sorry, it's just too funny. Oh, I just can't. I just can't. Thank you for that, bathwater. That's amazing. I'm sorry. It's just tickled my funny bone, and I don't know why it has. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's asked questions and comments. I appreciate you. And those that are listening on replay, we appreciate you as well. Ash, love you, girl. Keep up the good work. You're making us proud every day.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Love you, Ash. Bye.
Love you.
All the best, Ash, and inspiration to so many women out there in poker, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Cheers.